Hey guys, today I'm going to talk about Seamwork, which is an online sewing magazine from the makers of Colette, if you know that indie pattern company. And it's something that I've been a member of since September, I think. And I've sewn a couple of their patterns and I just thought it'd be interesting to talk about it and give my thoughts. So like I said, it's an online sewing magazine. And what they do is each month they'll release a new issue of the Seamwork magazine, and it's like around, what's it, like 50 pages or something in length, and it's mostly pictures. It's not like a ton of text. And they also, with each issue, they release 2 different sewing patterns that you can get. And actually the magazine has been really informative from my experience. It's been really informative from my experience. They have some really good tutorials in there, and yeah, it's just been really a good magazine from my experience. So the way it works is you can either just sign up and not get any patterns, or you can pay a monthly subscription. They also have a yearly subscription. But what I'm doing is the monthly subscription, and it's $6 a month. And so what happens is you pay $6 and then you get 2 credits. And so with those 2 credits, you can buy patterns from their pattern shop. And so they have the Seamwork patterns, which are released with the magazine, and those are all 1 credit. And then Colette patterns are 3 credits. So if you wanted to buy every single pattern that they release each month, the $6 or the 2 credits that you get with your membership would be able to cover that. So you would get basically you're getting 2 free patterns a month. You can also just buy the patterns, I guess, on their own individually. I think the Seamwork ones are around $10 or $8. I can't remember exactly. And then the Colette ones are just the same price that they would be normally. And I think you can also buy additional credits if you are a member, but they're not as cheap as they are for the monthly subscription. And then there's also freebies for members, which typically look like an add-on for a pattern. So one of the skirts that I made had, actually both of them, had patch pockets, but one of them had a add-on for the members where you could make it have the normal side pockets like are in jeans, if that makes sense. I'm not sure. But yeah, they basically have just add-ons that you can use with the sewing patterns that were released that month if you want to sort of change up the look of that pattern. So I'm going to talk a little bit about my experience with the 2 patterns that I have sewn. And they both were skirts because that's just what I liked from their selection, and it's what I needed in my wardrobe, so that's why I chose those. So the first thing I sewed was the Seamwork Leonora, and that is a, it's a denim skirt. It doesn't have to be denim if you don't want to use that, but it's a button front skirt. And so I used a non-stretch denim that I got at Blackbird Fabrics and just some normal denim buttons. I really like the skirt design. I think it's really cute. I kind of, in retrospect, wish I had used the add-on for that skirt and done the side pockets, because because the other skirt that I made also has patch pockets, so I kind of have a lot of patch pocket skirts now. But that's a totally different issue. It doesn't have anything to do with the pattern itself. It's just my choice. So yeah, the one thing I have to say about that pattern is that the instructions left a little bit to be desired. I found myself struggling to understand what they were trying to convey, and the illustrations weren't super clear, at least in that pattern. And I think maybe the reason was because it was a denim skirt, or not, I didn't have to be denim, but it's a little bit more on the complicated side because it required buttons, and you also had to do flat felled seams, and there was just a lot of moving parts with the pattern. And the illustrations weren't always as detailed as I would have liked them to be. And also in the PDF they had links to other tutorials, and actually some of the links went to the wrong places which was kind of like, I don't know, it was a little bit disappointing for me to see on the first pattern that I tried from this company, because it's just kind of like obviously an oversight that nobody looked into, that they just not paid attention enough to see that the link was wrong. And then I also didn't like that they didn't have instructions for how to install the rivets, which I know you probably should just get from your from the package of your rivets that you buy, but I still would have liked to see that in the instructions. And then also one thing that I did not like about the pattern itself, so with a skirt that's buttoned up in the front, if you have the buttonholes cut diagonally, then like the button can just like slide, but they have them cut vertically. So like if it tries to pull this way, it's just like makes it buckles it open, and so it tends to gap more. So that's one thing that I don't like that they designed in that pattern, but you can easily fix that. I just did not realize that that's something that would happen until I started wearing the skirt, and I was like, oh, this is a problem. I mean, other than that, I do enjoy the skirt. And then also with the other pattern that I sewed, which was the Patsy, it was just like a very simple peasant skirt that just had a waistband and then I guess like a band around the bottom, like towards the hem, and some patch pockets. So with that pattern, I used a medium weight linen, and that one seemed to go a lot smoother, mostly because it didn't require as much effort, I think. I did end up having to take in the waistband quite a bit. At first it sat down pretty low on my hips, and that's not exactly I don't think that's the most flattering, especially because I have a longer torso. I think it needs to sit higher up on me. And after I did that, it looks great. But before I actually took it in, it wasn't exactly what I was hoping for. So my overall thoughts on Seamwork itself, I do like a lot of the Seamwork patterns that they have. You do get what you pay for with Seamwork though, because if you're gonna pay $3 for a pattern, you shouldn't expect it to be like the most amazing detailed instructions ever, and I'm kind of fine with that. I don't think I would continue my membership much longer if they didn't have the Colette patterns also. So since I'm getting 2 credits each month, I can sort of save them up to get some of the nicer Colette patterns, and there's already like 2 or 3 patterns from Colette that I know I want to get, so I can just wait for the credits to come in for those. And then I'll see about if I want to continue my membership after I get those patterns. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a personal decision. Obviously, I really like the magazine. If you just want to sign up just so you can get the magazine in your inbox every month, I definitely would recommend that. But if you look through the patterns and you see a couple that you like, maybe sign up for like 1 month or 2. And you can always cancel if you want to, unless you buy the whole year subscription. I think each Seamwork member has a referral code, so you could get a discount, and then I can get like a free month or something, or free credit. I'm not exactly sure what the deal is, but I'll put the referral code in the description. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. So yeah, I hope this video was helpful and informative, and let me know if you have ever used Seamwork patterns before and what your experience was, and if you like the magazine also, let me know. Thanks for watching, bye!